Prince Andrew has been accused of soliciting underage girls from Jeffrey Epstein for quite some time now, and it's not really looking good for him. Welcome to the Doghouse. So, for a bit of a backstory here, Prince Andrew married a lady by the name of Sarah Ferguson in 1986. Side note, her nickname is Fergie. They had 2 kids, Beatrice and Eugenie. Now, Prince Andrew would get a divorce from Sarah in 1996, after which this guy, John Bryan, who's worked with the royal family for years, swooped in on Sarah like a pterodactyl. Flash to a couple of weeks ago, and there's this journalist out there, I have no idea who it is, but they deserve a bloody medal for getting Mr. Bryan drunk, let's just say that.
Tell me like your story.
So my story, you want to know my story?
What?
Like I've been so famous because I was working with the Queen of England. I was working along families, Princess Diana, my desperation. And I met Duchess of York.
Okay.
That's Prince Andrew's wife. They were separated. And Sarah and I sort of fell in love. And we lived together for like 7 years. In my house in England. And I raised their 2 little children. For some tree.
Wait, her
Beatrice and Eugenie. Those are my children. Those were my kids. I raised those kids. Day to day raised them. I was father to those kids.
Wait, so you were not part of it?
Oh, very good. Oh, no, we were very civilized. We'd go have dinner. We'd have dinner at my house to see his kids.
Was your even like involved with like
other girls? I was so pissed about that. I was really pissed. I was really pissed because he lied to me about it.
lied about
Epstein. Yeah. No, I knew he saw him. But he lied to me that he was such a close friend. I was so pissed. And then I did a big thing in the Daily Mail saying that I believed Andrew. And then I found out he was lying. I was so pissed. No, they was f***ing underage girls.
Whoopsie, things are getting spicy now. This guy just outed Prince Andrew, full stop. I wonder if he woke up the next day just like, oh no. This guy doesn't even sound British. So this girl, Virginia Giuffre, was the most prominent and publicly known accuser of Epstein and Prince Andrew.
He asked me to dance. He is the most hideous dancer I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it was horrible, and this guy was sweating all over me. Like, his sweat was like, it was raining basically everywhere, and I was just like, what? Grossed out from it. But I knew I had to keep him happy because that's what Jeffrey and Ghislaine would expect from me. People on the inside are going to keep coming up with these ridiculous excuses, like his arm was elongated, or the photo was doctored, or he came to New York to break up with Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, come on. I'm calling BS on this because that's what it is. He knows what happened. I know what happened. And there's only one of us telling the truth, and I know that's me. It was a wicked time in my life. It was a really scary time in my life. I had just been abused by a member of a royal family. I didn't know what could happen. And I couldn't comprehend how in the highest levels of the government and powerful people were allowing this to happen. Not only allowing it to happen, but participating in it.
Now, Prince Andrew had previously settled with her for $12 million without admitting guilt, but the writing's on the wall, no? There was also this train wreck of an interview by the good prince, and you tell me if he looks innocent.
You've been on his private plane.
Yes.
You've been to stay on his private island.
Yes.
You've stayed at his home in Palm Beach.
Yes. Do I regret the fact that he has quite obviously conducted himself in a manner unbecoming? Yes.
Unbecoming? He was a sex offender.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm being polite, in the sense that he was a sex offender. I went there with the sole purpose of saying to him that because he had been convicted, it was inappropriate for us to be seen together.
Prince Andrew admitted he stayed with Epstein for 4 days.
You were staying at the house of a convicted sex offender.
It was a convenient place to stay. I can absolutely categorically tell you it never happened.
She was very specific about that night. She described dancing with you and you profusely sweating, and that she went on to have bath, possibly.
There's a slight problem with the sweating because I have a peculiar medical condition, which is that I don't sweat. Whether that's my hand or whether that's the position, but I have simply no recollection of a photograph ever being taken. I'm not one to, as it were, hug, and public displays of affection are not something that I do.
Let's take a look at what we know so far. In July-August 2019, Epstein was locked up. In August 2019, he unalived himself. When it doesn't really matter who did it, he's still not a threat anymore in terms of outing high-profile individuals. So, Ms. Giuffre has been very vocal about this for years, mainly on Instagram and Twitter. On December 10th, 2019, so only 4 months after Epstein unalived himself, she posted on Twitter, "I am making it publicly known that in no way, shape, or form am I suicidal. I have made this known to my therapist and GP. If something happens to me in the sake of my family, do not let this go away and help me to protect them. Too many evil people want to see me quieted." Now fast forward all the way till now, March 30, 2025, she posts on Instagram that she'd been in a wreck involving her car and a bus in which she'd went into renal kidney failure and was only given 4 days left to live. Then on April 25th, she unalives herself. 12 days before Attorney General Bondi gives us the updated game plan for the Epstein files.
Yeah, the FBI, they're reviewing, there are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn. And there are hundreds of victims. And no one victim will ever get released. It's just the volume.
You know, if Epstein was tied to presidents, I'm just thinking out loud here. In the last 4 years, several 100,000 women and children have went missing along the US-Mexico border. It makes you wonder who currently is the next Jeffrey Epstein. Because liberal, if you like my hat, please leave a like, they really help. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.
You brought it on yourself. I'm just an emissary for all the pain and suffering you caused. All the families you ruined, all the kids.